Hi boys and girls, today I want to teach you that good readers make inferences while they read. An author doesn't make every point very clear, and it requires a reader to read critically and read between the lines to draw an inference. An inference is a general conclusion that a reader makes based on specific facts and details from the story. Let's try an example. I'm going to read this passage and then we're going to see if we can make an inference together. I have a pet that I live with. She's a beautiful gray color and has light eyes. I have had my pet for 4 years, and she is my best friend. She is the best pet because she sleeps in my bed with me at night and loves to cuddle. She also loves to take runs on the beach and play with her tug rope. The one thing I don't like is when she cries in the middle of the night and wakes me up because she needs to be walked so she can use the bathroom. So now let's read the question. Can you infer what kind of pet I have? Let's make sure we read all the choices first. A, bird, B, cat, C, hamster, or D, dog. Now when you're making an inference, in the back of your mind, you have to think about what detail can support your inference. And your inference needs to be made specifically from what you read in the text. So when I read A, bird, I don't think any of the details made me think it was a bird. I didn't hear anything about the pet flying or the pet having wings, so I can go ahead and cross off bird. B, cat. Well, it did say that the pet slept in bed with me, and I know that cats could sleep in bed, but it also said that the pet would wake me up in the middle of the night because it would have to use the restroom and be walked. And based on what I know, my schema, I know that cats don't have to be walked outside. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off B, cat. And then it comes to C, hamster. It said that the pet likes to play with a rope tug toy. And I don't think hamsters like to play tug of war with their owners. And it also said that the pet likes to sleep in bed. So I don't think that a hamster sleeps in a bed, it sleeps in a cage. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off C, hamster. So what kind of pet can I infer that the text was talking about? D, dog. And I know this based specifically on the details that I read. The next question, part B, asks, what detail from this story provides the best evidence for the answer? So we need to pick one of these details that made us think that it was a dog. So is it A, I have had my pet for 4 years? B, she has 2 short ears and a long tail? C, she is a beautiful gray color? Or D, she wakes me up because she needs to be walked? I have to think which detail would let me know that it's a dog. A, I have my pet for 4 years. That doesn't let me know that it's a dog because you could have any pet for 4 years. You could have a hamster for 4 years. You could have a cat for 4 years. So I'm going to cross this off because that doesn't tell me that it's a dog. B, she has 2 short ears and a long tail. Well, I know that dogs do have 2 short ears and a long tail, but it did not say that in the passage, so I'm going to cross this off. Remember, this detail needs to come specifically from the text. C, she is a beautiful gray color. It did say that in the text, but this does not let me know that it's a dog. A bird could be gray, a cat could be gray, so it doesn't tell me that it's a dog. I'm going to cross this off. Or is it D, she wakes me up because she needs to be walked? Well, I know that dogs do wake people up if they need to be walked. Cats aren't walked. Birds certainly aren't walked. So I'm going to go ahead and circle D. That is the detail that provides the best evidence for the answer. Let's try one more example before you start to read a passage on your own and answer your own questions. Example number 2. Mary went downstairs. There was an aroma in the air. The table was set with warm blueberry muffins, freshly squeezed orange juice, and brewed coffee. A note was left on the table. It said, "Dear Mary, have a great day. Good luck at your new job. Love, Dan." Next to the note, there was a wrapped present with a bow on top. So this question asks us to make an inference about what time of day it was. So let's read all the choices. Was it A, morning, B, afternoon, C, evening, or D, midnight? Remember, whatever answer that you choose, you want to make sure that you could support it with a detail from the text. So as I start to think about the text, I'm remembering different details about the muffins and the orange juice and about how the woman was getting ready for a new job. And I'm going to use my schema, what I already know about life, and that's going to help me form my own inference. So I know right away that if you're eating muffins and drinking orange juice, you don't typically drink orange juice and eat muffins in the afternoon for lunch or at night in the evening for dinner, and I'm definitely sleeping at midnight. So that's going to help me choose the correct answer a morning. And to help me solve that answer, I remembered a specific detail from the text. Now let's answer the next part of this question. What detail from the story provides the best evidence for the answer? Was it A, there was an aroma in the air? B, the table was set with warm blueberry muffins? C, Mary went downstairs? Or D, a note was left on the table? Now because this question goes with the first part, which asks us to make an inference, and we inferred that it was morning, we need to figure out which detail helps us infer that it was morning. Choice A, there was an aroma in the air. Well, my schema knows that an aroma is a smell. There was a smell in the air. And I know that there could be a smell in the air at any time, morning, afternoon, nighttime, or midnight. So just because there was a smell, an aroma in the air, that doesn't tell me that it was morning. So I'm going to go ahead and cross that off. B says the table was set with warm blueberry muffins. Well, I know that most people eat muffins in the morning for breakfast. You don't typically eat a muffin for lunch or for dinner or at midnight. So I know that B is definitely a possibility, but I want to make sure that I read each answer before I circle my choice. Was it C, Mary went downstairs? Well, that doesn't tell me that it was morning. I always go downstairs. I can go downstairs in the morning, afternoon, or the night. So I'm going to cross that off. Or D, a note was left on the table. Well, just because a note was left on the table doesn't tell me that it was morning. You can always leave a note on a table at any time. So I'm going to cross that off. Making my answer B, the table was set with warm blueberry muffins. That lets me know that it was morning. So the one thing I want you to remember before you go off and make inferences by yourself is whenever you make an inference, whenever you draw a conclusion, you always need to support your inference with specific details from the text. Happy reading!